Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have more news today as always, so without further ado, let's get straight to it. The very first thing that I want to show you guys is the fully finished version of the Artic Figures 1998 Godzilla. I think he absolutely knocked this out of the park and definitely gave us one of the most faithful and honestly incredible recreations of Zilla that we've ever seen. I really feel like it looks honestly perfect to what it looks like in the film as far as the sculpt goes, and the articulation of course is just an awesome bonus for something like this, because we've never really had a Godzilla model like this that has this much articulation, and I do believe it is in scale with the SH Monster Arts figures, which is also really cool. But he's on top of going to be offering painted versions of this at some point. He's also going to offer something that's a little different than what he usually does. He will be offering this up as a kit, a build-it-yourself kit with all the parts that you need to build your own Zilla, and an instruction book. No tools or anything, but it will have a list of tools that could be used to, again, put the model together, assemble it and everything, and this is going to go for $100. So if anybody has been on the fence about ordering some of these and maybe chose not to because the price is a little bit higher, you can actually purchase this again with the unpainted version for $100. So if you are interested, I will include a link in the description where you can head on over and grab one of those. It is expected to ship in November. Also, as far as Starace goes, they recently had unveiled some pretty cool stuff. They've unveiled some more Ray Harryhausen stuff, and that's something that I've been following here on this line, reviewed quite a bit of it, one of which is the Hydra, and that's one that I think many people were waiting for. It looks awesome here. Definitely a really cool looking model, and the Griffin will also be released by Starace, so that's really cool. But in even more news, when it comes to X Plus, they are going to be releasing more Jurassic World stuff and Jurassic Park stuff. We can see we'll be getting a Velociraptor Blue in beta, and that's definitely something that I'm excited about. I think this will probably be, honestly, the best version of those dinosaurs, that pair that we've seen so far, because most of the models I've seen recreating those two have kind of fallen flat. But I'll be very excited to see this one, and the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus will also be getting a release again from X Plus. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the fact that these are unpainted model kits, so you'll have to, of course, paint it yourself. But it looks super cool, and I'm definitely hyped to have, again, these other species now in the X Plus Jurassic Park and Jurassic World line. Also, as far as Dino Dream goes, we've got the full gallery of the upcoming Tyrannosaurus Rex. It is going to be in 1/30th scale. Now, this is obviously the tranquilized Tyrannosaurus. We've seen quite a few images so far over the last few weeks to a month or two of the progress of this as it was being created, but this is the first time that we've had a look at the entire fully finished model, giving us a look at what it's going to look like. Honestly, this thing is fantastic. I've been waiting for a male Rex to come from Dino Dream for a long time, so you better believe that this one is definitely on my pre-order list. Again, absolutely incredible sculpt of a very cool scene that honestly gets overlooked a lot, and a model, again, that I've never seen created for any type of a Jurassic Park line. It's not something that I've ever seen anyone create before, so really hyped for this as well. Also, as far as Haolonggood goes, we've got two brand new models that have been unveiled recently, one of which we can see is the Dacentrurus, and this one is really cool because this is a species that we really don't get to see in model form often. In fact, I can only really think of the Terabybatat version. I don't remember if Collect A had released one or not, but I don't believe they have. Could be wrong, though, but this looks absolutely incredible. Definitely putting the Terabybatat version to shame, honestly, because the sculpt is gorgeous, the paint is gorgeous as always, and as you can see, we do have two different paint variants like you usually find when it comes to a Haolonggood release, and I think they both look incredible. Again, I love the fact that they kind of match as far as the patterning and the design goes, but different variations of color, giving them a super realistic and super lifelike look, but also making it look like maybe they could be part of the same group, maybe the same herd, who really knows. But this is a definite definite pickup for me. And on top of that, they're also releasing a Megalodon, and that is really cool because it's the first time I think that we've really seen a species like this enter the Haolonggood line. Unfortunately, no paint variants on this one. We've only got one paint variant as far as the Megalodon goes, but I like this one as well, and I think the fact that they've included a base with it is really cool. You know, it's obviously just a little watery area, a little watery stand to hold the Megalodon on, but it looks really neat, definitely nicely sculpted as far as the base goes. But on top of that, again, the Megalodon itself is absolutely gorgeous. I have heard some people complain about the fact that it has an articulated jaw, but I kind of like articulated jaws on Megalodon figures, so I'm okay with that. Also, as far as the Plannosaurus line from Bandai goes, and a thank you goes out to Paleo Figures for both the Haolonggood information as well as this, but you can see they have a golden version of the Tyrannosaurus Rex out. I have reviewed the original version of the Rex, but now there's a brand new kind of golden version for it. I don't think that this is something I'll be picking up. I mean, who knows, at some point I might if I see it for a good enough deal, but this isn't really something that's super exciting, it's super interesting to me, but it's kind of interesting, I guess. Something that I think many of you may be interested in, so I did want to bring it to your attention and let you know that that is coming. Also, when it comes to Nanmu Studio, they unveiled this image on us, letting us know that they will be releasing a Kong figure, which is awesome because we already have had a V-Rex, so it'll be very cool to have a Kong from Nanmu as well, and hopefully it scales up perfectly to the V-Rex, which will give us the ability to make one of the coolest Kong dioramas possible. But it looks really nice from the silhouette image that we can see here. I'll be very intrigued to see the full reveal at some point soon. And then a thank you goes out to Collect Jurassic as well as Jurassic Tree reviews for these two images, but we actually have new captives figures, and by that I mean there's basically a new 3-pack of the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary captives that is beginning to hit Walmart. But what's interesting is we're kind of wondering if there was any kind of different figures that are going to be included in this, and I saw Jurassic Tree reviews share this image which shows off the fact that basically we do, but it's a bunch of like random kind of metallic and amber and glow-in-the-dark colored versions of dinosaurs that are already out. So if you aren't too interested in getting these sort of like special edition paint variants, then it's not necessarily the most exciting release, and maybe you could skip it. But if you're like me and you try to, collect the entire line, this is something that's probably going to be a nightmare because I'll have to buy a bunch of them, but still pretty cool again just to see at least a little bit of something going on with the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary line, because I didn't think we were going to get anything else from them, and even though there's not new species here, it's still pretty cool to have these included. And the final thing I have, and thanks to Collect Jurassic for these images, is a few new images of the actual SDCC exclusive reveals, and then some other cool stuff that actually came from Collect Jurassic and Jurassic Outpost. They kind of both revealed them pretty much around the same time. But the very first thing that I have, again, are the SDCC reveals, which we have the Tundra Habitat Triceratops, and I don't really feel any more inclined to rave about this one than I did the first time I saw it. Still not a fan of it. I don't think it looks very cool. It's interesting, and I do applaud Mattel for kind of trying to come up with something a little different and new, but it just doesn't look very good to me. The next thing that we have is the Eoraptor and Stegoros set, and this one definitely looks cool. Again, the figures here in this image don't look that great, but I'm sure once we actually see the figures with some nice high-quality images, I think they'll look a lot better. It's still a really cool one because it's neat to have these new 2-packs coming out, and I really do like the species choices. Definitely did not see a Stegoros from Mattel coming, so that's definitely really cool. We also have one of the figures that I'm most excited about coming out from Mattel, as we have the Griposuchus, and this one looks really cool if you ask me. Again, really neat looking sculpt, maybe not the most realistic paint apps for the species, but it still looks really cool if you ask me. Definitely a neat looking paint scheme. And then we have this look at the Megalosaurus, and you can see it looks okay, but what's interesting about this, I think it looks nice in this image, but there was actually some images that were just revealed of a few of these figures in package, and one of which is the Megalosaurus. And I think the Megalosaurus actually looks way better here in this image. Again, the coloration isn't quite so bright or obnoxious as what we had seen in the first image, and definitely looks a lot more naturalistic, and you can really see the details on the figure a lot better and see how beautiful the actual sculpt is. And we also have an inbox image of the Griposuchus, and again, it looks really cool, even though you can't really see a whole lot about the figure here. But I like the fact that the coloration is a lot darker on the final product, making it look a lot more realistic and potentially natural, as well as the Hesperosaurus, and this one looks really neat. Definitely a cool looking color scheme. I like the greens on Stegosaurus species, and the actual sculpt also looks really cool. And then the one I'm most excited about as far as these new reveals, the Ekrixinatosaurus, and this one is awesome. Like, how couldn't I love this figure? So this is definitely one of the figures I'm most excited about, I think, coming from Mattel in general. Absolutely cannot wait to get my hands on this one. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way. But until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.